Well, I've got her all pretty well cleaned up. I've had some guys on Facebook and YouTube both asking me to do a walk around in my airplane. I guess it's as good a time as any. It's my Zenith 750 STOL. I did not build it. I bought it, mostly built, and finished it. It had an airworthiness certificate, but I had to rebuild a lot of stuff. Had to take and unskin this whole right wing and rebuild it. It had too much of a twist in it. So it was actually registered airworthy in 2014. And when I bought it, it had 19 hours on it. She's got 58 and a half on it now. This 750 STOL of mine is powered by a Viking engine. There's a lot of people out there that have good things and bad things to say about Viking. To be quite honest, shout out to you, Jen and Alyssa. I have had nothing but exemplary service from Viking. I've sent the gearbox in, had it updated, new bearings, new drive system on it. Had put a new flywheel on it because there was a directive on the flywheel. They first came out with the aluminum flywheels, and they had a little bit of trouble with them, so they just decided they needed to change it. So it was changed out to a steel flywheel. This is the Viking 110 horsepower. Nice package. I have had nothing but very good luck with it. They don't actually use the 110 horsepower anymore because Honda doesn't use the 110 horsepower anymore. The new one is 130 horsepower, gas direct injected and all kinds of stuff. It'll actually cruise faster, take off better, and have more power than this 110 horse. But because of the advanced technology in it, it does it on less fuel. I'm a little jealous of that, to be honest about it. But that's the engine. I've got the new Viking steel spring bungee in it because on my very first flight I broke the Zenith rubber bungee, so I decided to fix that so it doesn't happen anymore. That wasn't fun. Putting it in wasn't a big deal, but flying it home from where I landed it with no nose gear suspension, that kind of stunk. The interior is very sparse. Just have seats, no carpet. Trying to keep it as light as possible. Got a 7-inch Dynon Classic in it. Over on this side is a Garmin 500. Back here behind the iPod mount is a Garmin 560. I have honestly thought about taking that out because, quite honestly, when this airplane's flying with me in it, my iPad, my cell phone on board, that's 5 GPS units on board. And quite honestly, I think that's overkill. That's just weight I don't need to carry. But the Dynon system I've had very good luck with. No problems with it at all. It's a learning experience. All the stuff it will do and won't do, I learn new stuff about it all the time. It's got its own navigation, engine monitoring, flight controls. I don't really use the navigation unless I'm going somewhere. So, but I'll keep the engine instruments up and the flight controls up. Got the Garmin 500 over here. I do use it. Got Dynon radios and intercom in it. Has the Dynon transponder in it. Got the 21-inch bush tires on it. That's all I've ever known. It's all I've ever flown with, so I don't know anything else. It wasn't painted when I got it. I couldn't handle that, so I had to put this green paint on it. I kind of like it. It gets a lot of comments. I've had people ask me, says, well, what airplane is that? What military airplane is that? And I say, well, it's really not, but they're kind of astounded when I tell them it's a kid airplane. It's like I say, Zenith 750 STOL. Not much to it. It flies good. It's not fast. If you want to get somewhere in a hurry, this is not the airplane to take. She cruises at roughly 75 to 80 miles an hour. But that's what this airplane was built to do, low and slow. And it does that exceedingly well. Now, it's a STOL airplane. But like I said in an earlier video, I'm a nervous pilot. I try to know my limitations, not do anything stupid. I mean, just because you have a STOL airplane does not mean that you can go land anywhere, because I guarantee you can't. If you're going to do STOL stuff like landing on gravel bars or backcountry and stuff, you need to train to do that. You need to be current to do that. You need training. I just heard this morning via YouTube and Kevin Quinn's video that 2 more people have crashed very recently. People being killed, people having their lives changed because of injuries. It's just, and they're apparently doing backcountry stuff. I haven't heard any of the particulars on any of it, but it is what it is. Know your limitations. Just because your airplane says STOL on it doesn't mean that you can go land anywhere, because you can't. I mean, I've got just over 100 hours airtime, and I fly in and out of a 1,700-foot strip, and I rarely use more than half of it. But as of right now, that's my limitation. Do I want to get better? Sure I do, but I need a lot more hours under my belt before I can get there. Oh, by the way, I can't show my airplane off without showing my buddies off. This is also an amateur-built experimental. This is a Christavia Mark IV. Very beautiful airplane. Makes mine look like a dog sitting in here. It is a good-looking airplane. He flew this airplane 2 years ago and had a little trouble with it, had an engine problem, and had to set it down. He set it down pretty hard. So we've replaced landing gear, had to redo some cowling work, had to replace a little fabric where we had to cut the fabric out and replace the landing gear. But this is just a gorgeous airplane. It is, as of right now, as of last weekend, it is ready to go fly again. He's had it up and running. We got some minor issues with the brakes that we're working out. He's waiting on a new set of brake pads. But this is just a gorgeous aircraft. I can't wait to go flying in it. Can't wait to see it fly. It's got racing seats in it. That'll be way more comfortable than mine. This is a gorgeous airplane. He built every stick of this airplane. He welded up the fuselage. He built every wing rib. And it is a gorgeous airplane. Got an Acme Aero tail stinger on it. He says it was an impulse buy when he was at Oshkosh last year. He said he saw him putting one on Corey Robbins' plane, so he just had to have one, so he bought it, and it's on there. It's probably better than the tail wheel he did have. Old rag bottom is what he calls this plane. But again, just a gorgeous airplane. That's kind of a walk around of my airplane. If you got any questions, put it in the comments, send me a message. If you like this video, fine, like and subscribe. If you don't like the video, I really don't care. I don't do this for anybody but me. I love airplanes, love aviation, love flying. I ought to be flying today, but I decided to clean the airplane instead. So